It's
7
put the cat
o'clock.
drug in.
And now that Mr. Faulkner is here, we can call this meeting to order. Call the roll.
Mr. Lau, Mr. Choate, Mr. Griffin,
Present.
Mr. Tillman,
Here.
Dr. Matusi.
Here.
Let the record show that I will be presiding over tonight's meeting in the absence of Mr. Lau and Mr. Choate. I would welcome the visitors, but you guys are regular attendees. I don't know if I can call you visitors anymore, but thank you all for being here. I didn't see anybody sign in, so nobody gets to talk. Take that up really quickly.
I got it.
We'll go to item 3, consent agenda, 3.1 through 3.9. Is there anything any of the members would like to pull out for further discussion?
I have no concerns.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Mr. Tillman,
Yes.
Dr. Matusi.
Yes.
Moving to regular business. 4.1 is in regard to deregulation application for alternative education program.
So what this is over the last, I think, at least 3 years, we've received a deficiency through our accreditation status in the alt-ed program. And there's basically like a component of around 16 factors that you're trying to get, or components. One of them is class size, which is kind of the next item where we're talking about the abbreviated day, and also class sizes. Years ago, we used to be in a co-op, and so we met all the needs of the co-op, did the LEA at that time. We're still going to follow the guidelines. We're not getting rid of the alt-ed program. It would just be something that we're doing in-house, kind of like our career intern program, where, you know, we're asking the state to approve that. So it has to start here, then it goes to the state board for approval from them. There's been a few districts that have applied. Their meeting is, I think, end of September. This would be on the October meeting at the State Department if it's approved at this level. Did I leave anything out, Mr. Faulkner? That's, I mean, that's a real quick glimpse of what we're trying to do.
So it is your recommendation for approval of the deregulation application?
My recommendation would, yes, be to approve the deregulation application.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Mr. Tillman,
Yes.
Dr. Matusi.
Yes.
4.2 on the same subject regarding deregulation application for abbreviated day alternative education.
And this falls in line with if 4.1, if they deny us deregulating the whole alt-ed program, then we need to go back and have the application for the abbreviated day class sizes. And so we've done that numerous years, I think they have.
Yeah.
So it's just a formality. Hopefully it doesn't get to 4.2 because hopefully they'll approve 4.1 for us. But if not, we need to fall back on that.
With your recommendation?
Recommendation to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Mr. Tillman,
Yes.
Dr. Matusi.
Yes.
4.3 regards the employment of Stephen L. Smith as financial consultants for 22-23 school year.
You guys know how good Stephen Smith company is, and I mean, wonderful people to work with and contacting, and so I would strongly recommend that we continue with them as our financial consultants.
Did you work with them at Kingfisher?
I did not, but I've worked them on at another district, and yes,
We've always been happy.
yeah, they're very good.
I will move to employ Stephen L. Smith Corporation.
Second.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Mr. Tillman,
Yes.
Dr. Matusi.
Yes.
Oh, I've already done that one. New business?
No new business.
There is none. Superintendent's report.
Facilities, just a few things to catch up on. We're still waiting on quotes on like a district-wide LED conversion on the drainage ditch, and then roof replacement for the FFA building and storage room. So just kind of at their mercy on when we'll get those quotes back. I did get a phone call from the fencing company. He was getting with the concrete guy, and he's supposed to call me tomorrow to let me know when they're going to install that 6-foot chain link vinyl fence around the elementary with the 5-inch curb. Shade structures, I know Mr. Crosswhite has hit me up and working with Taggart's on getting some nice shade structures for the elementary playground. It's something that would match the school colors and, not just a carport, but something that looks really nice out there. So, do you have anything? I meant to get hold of you if you had any
Yeah, I
pictures.
stopped by Taggart's and grabbed their magazine or their brochure that they had on that. I just need to get a PO or something worked up for you to look
Okay,
at.
so it looked very good. Inclement weather, especially with the heat we've had, hopefully we don't have that anymore, but for long term, something that would be a permanent structure out there, kind of like a carport, so to speak, but just a little dressier. So, bleachers, got a call from the bleacher company. That first row, that will be truncated this Thursday and Friday is when they're finished completing that project. And then just a reminder, up top is when they're gonna start that after basketball season. So, because I can't get that done before season, so that will be done. They're scheduled to start right when basketball's over. So hopefully they have delivery and have product that they can do that. But as of now, they still say they're on time to do that.
And you sent me a picture of the new score table a month or so back, didn't you?
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
finally got that in.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that was quite an ordeal. And then generators, I have quotes on generators, and so we got a couple options of how we want to go. This is for the high school basement that floods, power outage, the freezer at the high school, but also the dome. And one of the things that, clarifying, I had to ask Dr. Woods, and then Mr. Cameron reminded me as well. The reason the dome doesn't have a generator right now that runs the entire thing is that is not rated as a, make sure I use the right wording, a community safe room. It's, we don't have to designate that me or somebody's there unlocking it, the doors do open, and it's available for members to use it if need. So that's why we don't have to have, and I originally, when I started this project, I thought we had to have a generator that would power the entire thing. So if we got something that would power all three of those, it was a huge 350 kV, about $180,000 generator. So as we get to talking and researching this, the main thing at the dome that we really want to back up is the server room, everything there. And then with the high school basement and high school freezer. So basically we can get a smaller unit set aside for the dome that would operate the server room and a few of the smaller rooms, maybe some of the locker rooms. And then also over here, and they would be right at $45,000 each. So that would be my recommendation. And that is, those are diesel generators. They have natural gas, which is a little cheaper. The diesel, the thought is on that, if your natural gas line was shut off or punctured or broke during an emergency, the diesel will run as it's filled and it's independent. So that would be my recommendation if everybody's comfortable with that, but I'd take any questions on it.
How many of them are you looking at?
So we'll get one that will sit in the northeast corner of the dome over by the two power, and then we'll put a chain link fence around that. And then there's going to be another small one set right on the west side of the cafeteria inside that chain link fence. So
Which will run the high school,
that which will,
the old band room, and
the old band
the
room
basement.
and a freezer, one of the freezers, yes.
How many kV is it?
That one, yeah. The one for the dome is a 50 kilowatt, and the one for the high school is a 48 kilowatt. So that's all I have on facilities. Any questions or comments, anything you see or? Then resignations, have 3 resignations to acknowledge: Matt Means, Carrie Schwartz, and Matthew Thomas.
All you have?
That's all I have.
Okay. Moving on to personnel, item 7.1, proposed executive session to discuss high school math teacher position, high school English teacher position. I move to enter into executive session.
Second.
Mr. Griffin,
Yes.
Mr. Tillman,
Yes.
Dr. Matusek.
Yes.
Acknowledge return to open session at 7:28. All members were present. Mr. Faulkner was invited into executive session. No votes taken. 7.3. Right? No, 7.2, sorry. Discussion and possible board action regarding changes to extra duty assignments.
With some of the resignations, these changes include some of the coaching changes we've had to do. The last time we talked about this, there were some sponsorships that had not been filled at that time. So I think right now we've got everything filled as far as I know. So this is just the latest updated copy of that.
I will move to approve the changes as stated.
Second.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Tillman?
Yes.
Dr. Matusek?
Yes.
7.3, discussion possible board action regarding employment of a high school math teacher, high school English teacher on temporary contract for 2022-2023. I understand it will just be a high school English teacher that you recommend?
We do not have a math teacher recommend, but I would recommend to the board to employ Jane DeLuzio as high school English teacher on temporary contract.
With your recommendation, I move to approve that hire.
Second.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Tillman?
Yes.
Dr. Matusek?
Yes.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Griffin?
Yes.
Mr. Tillman?
Yes.
Dr. Matusek?
Yes.